Alrighty, bit shooting YouTubers, it's been a while again, but let's do another video. If you haven't heard, that suspect they were looking for that killed them 4 Idaho college students was arrested using genealogy DNA testing because one of his parents or somebody submitted it, so that's how they got him from DNA left at the scene. And before you have a cow, and because I know I've seen them videos over the years since they started doing the genealogy thing, don't submit it, the cops will get you. Well, unless you're out there molesting and killing children or killing college students or running around being a mass murderer, I really wouldn't worry about it. And of course, there's people that deserve to be dead, but that's for another whole nother story. Okay, now dude himself was a 20-year-old college student, that's him there. Washington State University student in Department of Criminal Justice and Criminology, completed his first semester in the criminal justice program. So as they say, practice what you preach. I mean, they say, well, you don't understand being a rape victim, and unless you've been raped, and oh, hang on. Anyway, and you don't understand how it feels to have a family member murdered, and you don't know how a criminal, thinks and acts. Well, apparently this dude was taking his studies pretty seriously. And of course, the other big thing making the waves on YouTube, BitChute, and Google is SARS 2025, severe epidemic enterovirus respiratory syndrome. The exercise included, I did not get the countries there, so let's pause here. Okay, this is part of the SARS 2025 thing, of course, Bill Gates. Experts from Senegal or whatever, Rwanda, Angola, Liberia, Nigeria, India, Singapore, Germany, who sought answers how to respond if we had another pandemic. And of course, this other one's a respiratory thing. 20 million people will die, in which 15 million will be children. The U.S. and other countries not involved, of course. If they were to actually do this, I'm not going to be a nut job over this. Just like I've said over the going on 5 years when I started on YouTube, there is so much bullshit put out by the New World Order to attack alt media, to go after and to guide the motives and your daily life, and those preppers and patriots that are not out doing shit. Keep you running and hiding, keep you divided, keep you fearful, but let's move on. Now, I'm going to myself connect that with the Deagle report for 2025, where our population is supposed to go from 327 million down to 100 million. But the problem is they claim only 20 million total die in SARS 2025, and that doesn't even include the U.S., but let's move on. But the thing is, I want to add in a major component for that. With the major weather changes, ocean changes, atmospheric changes, all that horseshit glued in together, and the shortages, and of course the artificial shit they throw in, like COVID and restricting all that crap coming from China, etc., etc. Could they do something, or could something accidentally happen? Because as Dane Wigington's been saying for years, there's those out of control weather loops because they fucked up the atmosphere and the ocean current so bad. And I forgot to go look for it, but I do know for a fact that in the bottom of this, they gave a paragraph asterisk trying to explain the U.S. population reduction as people, that many millions migrating out of the country. Well, at the moment, and for the past who knows how many years, the influx of migrants has been massively increasing, not decreasing, but let's move on. Here's a video clip from the SARS 2025 thing where they do those, artificial, for their action play or whatever, announcements on how many people have died. I missed the first couple of seconds, but she says 20 million have died. Oh, play video. Play video. Oh, pause here. It didn't want to play, so fuck it. Let's move on. I'm going to do these screenshots, not in complete order. When we had that big thing, that big freeze that came through just before Christmas, Denver, as it was going into that freezing stage, did a 37-degree temperature drop in 1 hour, largest ever. That's the one that won't play. Oh, they decriminalized mushrooms and some other psychedelics here in Colorado They're going to open, I don't think they said it'd be till next year, what's going to be called healing centers. I had a clip, a screenshot of it, I don't know if I still got it, where you'll be able to purchase and give away and share your shrooms and other stuff. Well, let's move on. Bill Donahue for another day. Here in Denver, we have an egg shortage starting the 1st because the 1st, a law went into effect. Stores can only sell cage-free hens. And there's 3 large egg-laying plants or farms, whatever you want to call them, here in Colorado. And apparently they didn't get ready in time, but more bullshit on their part. Oh, and I think the article actually said 1 square foot per hen. Well, that's not much more than they got now, but I don't agree with them crowding them all in there and chopping their beaks off and that shit. That's fucked up, but let's move on. Oh, now my phone timed out on me. What do we got here? Winter storm threatens. Okay, all those tornadoes they had in mid-December, and they've still been having them since. Those winter tornadoes. This is all geoengineering, folks. Don't blame God or the planet or any of that. And this, Mother Nature could be pissed off at us, I'm sure, but who knows? Let's see, Netherlands, Colorado, mountain lions killed 15 dogs in 30 days. Why? Because we're encroaching on their property, and there's lots of that everywhere. Oh, I actually stumbled upon this. February 8th, Colorado report 120 bears euthanized last year, so that's 2020. Colorado killed 63 bears this year, 2022, that's of August. Wildlife to euthanize 72 bears so far this year. So that's 2021. Oh, that's 2019, excuse me. That's a bad screenshot. At least 500 migrants arrived in Florida Keys, creating a crisis. That's just the ones they admit about. We got a big thing going on here in Denver that started December 6th or 9th. You know, all these immigrants coming from South America. The $2 million response from roughly 1,500. It's over 3,600 now. I'll get to that screenshot. And they are now allocating $5 million. And I don't want to bring out everything here, but anyway, let's move on. December 22, use approves of Patriot missiles, $45 billion. That's just the Patriot missiles for Ukraine, as that money could, of course, not be spent elsewhere for homeless or abused wives or to close down churches. Oh, that Deagle report thing again. Let's just keep moving on. Oh, same thing. Earlier snow melt cuts forest ability to regulate atmospheric carbon. If you want to know more about that, you got to Google it and how bad it affects the trees and everything else. This was from the 28th. The blizzard death toll in Buffalo was 37. Of course, they've been nailed twice now by historic storms, and California's getting nailed, and these additional and larger atmospheric rivers coming in. I don't know if, like I said, I didn't know what they were going to do for this winter, so I don't know if they're trying to make up for it and fill the reservoirs come spring, and then and they cannot stop everything drying out again. They'll watch come spring, they're going to make a big deal. Oh, look, all the reservoirs are back up, and then shit will dry up again and be worse. Colorado holiday snow graces Colorado slopes, but barely moves a drought needle. They know. Parts of the West have double normal snowpack, experts say. And like I said before, you need a whole bunch of rain on a whole bunch of them rivers in all those different states to get the Mississippi River back on and back up, and they have to keep it consistent. Oh, pause here a second. Of course, the record low waters, Mississippi River, everywhere else, climate change, not geoengineering. Just like the, what do they call that lake effect snow? It's just lake effect snow. It's not from the geoengineering. Arctic blast that we had, 75 degrees temperature swing in Denver. Second largest on record since 1990. Yeah, I don't know. Shit, I lived here then. I don't quite remember that, but who knows. Anyway, 75 degrees, and it was in, I believe, 18 hours. 100 National Guard troops deployed to help out in Buffalo. Since I'm not watching people videos, I don't know if they were out there. Oh my God, they brought in the snow for martial law. Fucking retards. Anchorage sees most snowfall in a single storm in more than 20 years. Denver Food Pantry to limit visits. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Amid rising prices, of course, all the $5 million allocated for the migrants, but let's let the food pantry shut down. Millions at risk of losing Medicaid in the spring under new provision underneath this. Matter of fact, that's the new bill too. Let's send all them billions to Ukraine, but let people lose Medicaid. Oh, that's the mushrooms thing. They're gonna, including psilocybin mushrooms, DMT, ibogaine, and mescaline. 21 and older can have it, ingest it, cultivate it without criminal penalty under the law. What do we got here? Oh, hang on. Oh, this is a combination of that 2-day cold thing. It was like I said, 2 days in Denver, then freezing temps. They opened 2 large warming centers for the homeless in Colorado. Closed them after 2 days. Denver decommissioned the warming centers due to rise in temperature. Denver also gave an up on migrant arrivals, said 176 more arrived in the city overnight, in addition to the first 100. So, fuck the homeless, send them out. And even though they're doing all sorts, they showed all over the news here, all these clothes and shit coming in for these guys. Well, give them the same clothes a homeless got and kick their fucking asses out. You know, they did an interview with one of them, I think it was 3 days later, because they couldn't get the press. They wouldn't let the press near them. Of course, they need to translate. Oh, we're not here for freebies. You're to be a burden on the system, and yet everything's free. Let's keep moving on. Oh, what happened there? Total Ukraine aid. You got to pay attention to the dates here if you give a shit. We're going to go with the big number down here. In the middle here, it says 19.7 billion. Down here, it actually it says 17.6. And, oh, man, I forgot to... donated dated November 23rd. Drought in the western U.S. could last till 2030. Way beyond that. That's forever now. Oh, I heard this on Dane Wigington's video. Airlines admit contrails are an environmental problem. So they're admitting to chemtrails, but using the contrails thing. And why all of a sudden their ice crystals, is what they're calling them, that their contrails causing a problem. Yeah, funny shit. And people are buying up. I had taken some other pictures of this from off the website, and I accidentally deleted them, but you can look it up. Alaskan waterways are turning orange. Started a couple years ago. That, it was so, the water was so acidic you couldn't drink it if you put it. This guy said he put it in, I think, powdered milk, and it curdled it. And yet nobody's saying why. I watched a YouTube video on it and just put in a quick comment. Well, somebody go upstream and see where the colors start. And it's a bunch of different rivers. And I don't want to hear that horse shit about they're secretly doing mining. Fucking, it's the geoengineering and fucking up the planet. And the planet might, it goes through its own changes. But let's move on. Operations halted. This is at least 2 weeks old screenshot. One of Spain's largest hydropower plants shut down because they don't have the water flow from the dam. Children born today will literally see thousands of animals disappear. We're seeing that now. More than 50 tornadoes reporting in 7 states. That was December 15th. That's not counting all the tornadoes since then. I should have updated that. 4 feet of snow brings early Christmas to Lake Tahoe. I should have went down. This was just recent. But, of course, now they're trying to pound everything with snow and rain, even though the nucleated shit and when it warms up, when it starts warming up too fast, it's going to happen like the beginning of this spring. The turning gaseous, the snow sublimation, where you got evaporation, unsublimation, and the dehydrated ground sucking it all up. California storm dumps up to 6 feet of snow in the Sierra. Is that the same? No, trying to pound it and make it look as good as they can, like Dane Wigington says, along with the 2 Buffalo storms. Here we go. $5 million in taxpayer money allocated to help the influx of the migrants, but fuck the homeless. Kick them out after 2 days when it's still 20s and 15s overnight. Let's see. This was just a few days ago after our last snow. 13 days. We got 13 inches. The average monthly is 8 inches, so they're trying to get us. Oh, the most snow December in 10 years. Okay. Oh, this is that whole migrant thing on the border. They're trying to get rid of that Title 42, I believe it is. Well, if we're in the midst of this triple-demic, then why isn't, I believe it's the right, for the border thing, or that's right. I'm all like I've said for years, the immigrants are used as much as we are, but we just can't have all these people coming in here because of everything sucks ass, jobs, economy, blah blah blah. I know they say there's plenty of jobs, and actually there is. Nobody wants to work at these fast food joints. They're always hiring. There's like at least four of them near me, and they're always hiring because nobody wants to stay because nobody wants to work there. Okay, let's move on. I had to pause again. Oops, that's when we were up to 2,300 migrants. Doesn't actually night anymore. Oh, now we're at more than 3,600. That's of the 3rd. Denver calling on other cities county. They're calling for the churches to help. Oh, those God-fearing Christian people-loving churches aren't taking in anybody. Fucking me. Okay, they need all them pew space to get money off of people. California snowpack breaks 40-year record. That was part of the other one. Oh, Japan, there's parts that got over, I believe, 6 foot of snow. That didn't make the world. They're calling it a snow apocalypse. 5 foot plus there. Oh, I didn't get that one in there. Japan buried in snow. There's another picture. Look at all that fucking snow. I didn't see a lick of that on the damn news. Oops, I already covered the 500 migrants. And oh, dude, here that football player that had a cardiac arrest on the field. This is out. I just took this picture this morning on the news. He had a toy drive in 2020, to get kids toys during the pandemic. $2,500 goal. Never hit it. First night after he's hurt, over 100,000. Now it's over 7 million. Somebody better keep an eye on that, where that money's going to go, because I have a feeling his mom and family is going to have new cars and houses here pretty soon. Funny. Just a picture. I should have got where they show this shit moving, but that shit hitting California and fucking them up bad with all that rain. Storm knocks out power to 200,000 Sacramento homes. This is 2012, in the movie 2012 in slow motion, even though after it we don't go into a fucking Arctic freeze or whatever they call it. I already talked about that, dude. Oh, I think that's it. Oh, Governor Polis, they're already chartering buses and sending migrants to cities out east, New York, Chicago, and at least 2 others they mentioned on the news, I forget. The mayors out there, I don't know if they're really pissed or faking it, but they're acting like they're all pissed off, so they're keeping some here and others. Matter of fact, at the top here it says individual outreach, that help these places that do volunteer work and pay. They're buying tickets, and Polis is doing like they did down Texas did and shipped them up this way. Fucking funny. Anything here? Oh, these new atmospheric rivers combining with the Polar Express, they say there's going to be 10% fewer by the end of the 21st century. But, however, the findings project they're going to be 25% wider and longer. The global frequency of the river conditions, heavy rain, strong winds will increase by 50%. Who would have thunk it? Bigger atmospheric rivers, Amazon cut 8. Well, send them 18,000. Send those migrants to cover them 18,000. Oh, they're cutting them. Never mind. I fucked up my brain fart. Brink of disaster. Colorado River critical year is 2023. This is $45 billion in. Oh, I think I covered that. $45 billion in this last bill to add on to the other 1.7 trillion or whatever. No, whatever the other billions was, they already sent Ukraine. That's the serious thing. Oh, that's it. I think I went over my time. Bye.